Okay, but enough about some Super mobile games. Let's talk about the big thing everyone's talking about here. Kingdom Hearts 4. Ah! I gotta be honest, I was not expecting us to get 4 so soon. I thought we'd first get a Varen Rex game, then maybe another Drain Drop Distance style thing with Kairi, and then we'd head into Cage 4, because, that's what they did in the last arc. But no, from the looks of it, Cage 4 is the next big game on the horizon, and I'm so excited for that. We start the trailer by finding out this is part of the Lost Master arc. Makes sense, the Master of Masters seems to be playing a huge part in this game if Cage 3's ending is anything to go by. And then... no. 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 How the heck are these actual in-game cutscenes? This is just straight up real life. They actually put in Final Fantasy VII Remake style graphics into this game. My gosh, this looks so good. Ah! The heart resides within the soul, which in turn is guided by fate to its rightful place. Gotta love those cryptic quotes in this series. This kind of reminds me of what Sora said in Cage 3, in that if it's your fate, then every step you take will bring you closer to home. Of course, I'm not quite sure if home and this rightful place for Sora align here, knowing that what he did broke the natural boundaries of his world. And then we get a look at some natural environments, and my god, again, this just looks too good. Like, this looks like a place I could look up on Google Maps and book a trip to visit right now. And then we get a close-up of Sora and... okay, this literally looks like all of those pre-rendered opening and ending cutscenes. Like, how are they doing it? My gosh, this game looks too good. Ah! The outfit itself does look a little plain, and also he doesn't have his clown shoes anymore, but like, it kind of makes sense considering he's in a more real-world setting. And again, I can't stress enough at how good this looks, my gosh. The whole thing here is insane. And then Strelitzia's here! So I guess she came here after, dying in Daybreak Town, which seems to imply time goes a lot quicker around here since she's from the Age of Fairy Tales and Sora's, like, present day. It's weird how time always seems to be flux in other realms. Very, very convenient, I'd say, I'm pretty sure this isn't the Data White Hood Strelitzia we saw take the lifeboat in Union Cross. Though, for all we know, those two could be one the same, I guess, and I suppose it is possible that Strelitzia could have ended up here. But regardless, I'm just glad that she's part of this game, that we'll actually get to hear her speak now. So apparently Sora's been in this world for 7 days, and it's considered an afterworld to him and Strelitzia. And then suddenly a much more demonish dark side shows up, which this looks nothing like any Heartless spawn we've seen. I'm dead set this is a new enemy type. And then Sora runs towards it, as we get some gameplay segments, and... ah! Like, the fact that the gameplay is still running in a hyper-realistic style just amazes me. Wow, like, Sora's running and fighting and parkouring next to real-life cars. Look at how far we've come since 2002. This is amazing. Looking at the UI, it seems to be the same standard stuff, though noticeably there is an EX gauge instead of a driver focus gauge, but apparently that has also been a gauge that's been shown up in other pre-builds of other games, so that might just be a placeholder or something else. Regardless, I believe this new gauge might have something to do with the more instantaneous Keyblade transformations Sora is able to pull off here, like that grapple thing or the drill. Looks like these things are more for general use now rather than just being tied to a form change. Reaction commands also seem to be making a return as Sora is able to run through this building the enemy throws at him, before a little quick time event occurs where he blocks a fist punch, then counters with a drill cannon thing. Honestly, looking at all this, it seems they're focusing on a more involved and cinematic experience with Sora's space combat, which I am incredibly excited to see play out. A couple hooded figures watch this fight play out, and I'm honestly not sure who these could be. One of them could be the Master of Masters, and I don't know, maybe another of them is just like another vessel Lushu took or something, but I honestly have no idea what that other person could be. Or maybe neither of them are the Master of Masters. Maybe he's just out somewhere else, and these two are just more people in black coats, because God forbid we have a Kingdom Hearts game without one of those. And while this is happening, a voiceover says that if Sora tries to leave this world, the next world he goes to may not be the same one he came from. So maybe we are gonna have some extended original content for KH after all, as Sora keeps trying to leave the world but goes to other different realistic places? Or actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they take this opportunity to put Sora in Marvel or in Star Wars worlds, and keep them in this plane of unreality Sora is currently in, as it wouldn't make much sense to put them in the main Kingdom Hearts universe since those universes are so expansive on their own. Like honestly, even if this hyper-realistic style is just a prologue, and as we get into the Disney worlds it looks a bit more traditional, or at least Cage 3-esque, I'll still be happy. I love this series to death, and the fact that the devs are working so hard to push the boundaries of this series to new heights is amazing. This is truly the best time to be a Kingdom Hearts fan. And then we cut to the title card, and wow, it is weird seeing the Kingdom Hearts logo with just straight letters. I'm so used to all those weird curls and just lining up with the heart like that, but no, it's just regular letters now. Huh. Again, alluding to the emphasis on more real-world stuff, I guess. Not to mention, each numbered title has always had some form of symbolism between the number and some of the characters in the game. 2 alluded to Sora and Roxas being the same person, as the 2 numerals were connected by a crown. And, like, it's kind of unclear what 3 represents, but I know many have said that the middle eye represents Sora going from the real world to unreality, the left is Riku moving from darkness to light, and the right is Kairi going from light to transparent. And with the color of the 4 being similar to the top color of a gradient used in Sora's and I think also Kairi's numeral, it implies to me that this unreality is going to be the main focus of the game, as that is the sole color that's used in the 4. And just as I say that, looks like Donald and Goofy are walking around, relatively looking the same as they were in 3. And it looks like Hades is going to be helping them find Sora, or at least encountering them. There's a blue flame followed by a hot fire that scares them. I mean, I don't know who else that would be. And I mean, Sora's basically dead on traditional accounts, so why not ask the god of the underworld himself for help? I'm just hoping it's just Hades that shows up and we don't get another Olympus world. I mean, 3's was already such a good send-off to the film. But regardless, they're clearly setting up some interesting stuff here, and I'm excited to see how all of this plays into each other. And we haven't even seen Zora yet, which I feel like he's already going to play a big part in this game, so they're saving a lot here, so yeah. Lots of intrigue, lots to think about. My god, this is a really exciting time. So yeah, that was the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. And if you couldn't already tell, I'm really excited for this game. We didn't get any info on a release date or what platforms it's coming to, but if I had to guess, considering we already have full detailed cutscenes for this game already, which we didn't see in 3's promo stuff until 2017, about 2 years before the game's release, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a 2024 release date, which would be awesome. Since I think many of us were expecting it to come out basically by the time the 6th extinction occurs. And now that almost all the Kingdom Hearts games are on basically everything now, I'm hoping this game comes out to all of the new-gen current platforms. PS5, Xbox Series S and X, PC, and Nintendo Switch. Albeit in a cloud version, but be something. And honestly, it's just amazing to me how far this series has come. We've gone from a series where different bits of lore were put on different handheld consoles to one of the most accessible and longest spanning video game stories of all time. And with us not really knowing much about where this game is going to go from here, or what we're even going to be facing, really. Unlike in Cage 3, where everything was basically spelled out to us in previous titles, it looks like we're going back to a level of mystery and intrigue that I personally haven't felt in this series since Kingdom Hearts 2. And with that game already slated as my favorite game in the series and all time, Kingdom Hearts 4 may just be the game to top it for me. So yeah, I'm excited for this game to come out and to follow up all the build-up for it. Having only first discovered this series around 2015 when everyone thought Kingdom Hearts 3 was never going to come out, the fact that we're now moving on to Kingdom Hearts 4 is amazing, and that... the fact that this game looks so good on top of that just makes me even more excited for what's about to come. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this breakdown, so thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. This is the first thing I'm gonna be putting out here, so I'm glad to see that people are gonna be responding to this. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe if you're interested in stuff like this, and yeah, hope to see y'all again.